started. Okay, 1 2 1 2. Okay, we are live. This is officially live now. Welcome, welcome one, welcome everyone. Children, boys and girls, adults, mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles, grandpas and grandpas, TOs and tias, whatever you want to call them. Welcome to the player chat. The motto is, get this, it don't matter what you're doing, it don't matter where you at, there's always time for a player chat. And that's what, you feel me, you guys want to catch on to and get the hang of. But since it's the official first episode, you feel me, I'm just going to call this an introduction, you feel me, keep it simple, introduce myself, you feel me, of course, the audience. Appreciate it, thank you. So what is the player chat, you're probably asking? It's probably like, the easiest way I could say it is just a real player passing on player information, giving tips, tricks, and how to maneuver life, because it is a game, and with every game, there's always tips and every better ways so you could do and maneuver and be able to pass in the levels and get on to the next level. And upgrade, get your XP, you feel me, evolve, etc. I feel like for me, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, a lot of experiences that I use that's helped mold me and change me and make me the person I am. And I feel like that's what makes me the player. You feel me? So if you want to know if you even have the qualities to become a player, you just have to first off go by who you hang out with, see your circle. You feel me? I said circle. You don't need to have no square. You need to have no triangle. You have to have a circle. See who's in your circle. Are you guys all like-minded individuals? Are you guys look alike? You feel me? Not necessarily that's the issue, but when you have people that look like you, it also motivates you. When you have people that think like you, it motivates you. So are these people that you surround yourself with motivating you and putting you into that position that you're like, okay, I gotta do better? If not, you messed up already. But rule number 2, you gotta realize yourself. How do you assess situations? How do you think of everything? How do you go about your day? If someone comes into you with a problem or situation, or you just looking at it one-sided, a player has to look at everything open-mindedly. And that's what I feel like the player chat is really going to incorporate. He's going to be talking about everything that's popping, anything that's not popping, stuff that I just think is personally, on my mind, something I want to talk about. You feel me? So, without further ado, let's really get into this stuff. So recently, on Twitter, we have Kanye West out here peeing on a Grammy. Now, I don't know. He's been like on a rant, a tirade recently. I don't want to say tirade, but my guy's been on it. And I recently tweeted, I feel like when you become famous, you're not supposed to really like post sad stuff. And that probably like sounds weird, but I just feel like if you're in a high position like that, there's a certain image or certain charisma I feel like that comes with your page. If I'm scrolling through your stuff, I'm not trying to see no memes about you trying to get a female. I'm not trying to see no, I feel like if you should keep it strictly about the business once you get to a certain amount of following. And I feel like that's the issue that certain celebrities get mixed up, is that they want to live a private life, right? But they post so much, they do so much, and it's like, yeah, I understand. You have to be open, you have to be sociable, but it's like, don't complain. This is what it comes with. You need to accept it and work your way around it and beat the system, or you're gonna let the system beat you. You feel me? And I don't know, man. Out here, you see how I'm rocking. I can't let the system beat me. I have to always find a way around it. I have to always do better and be the best that I can. Taker just dropped an album, or it's trending. I don't really listen to Lil Tecca, and it's not. I don't think it's anything personal. I don't know. I'll probably get this album on try maybe. I don't know. I just haven't really caught on to him. But I think he has a song with Uzi, so he earns my respect. That's what I'm like. I feel like when you have a song with certain people, just a certain respect that comes with it. You know, or you just have a lot of money. And I would like to think that he doesn't. He's not the type of guy that just has a lot of money. You know, he just like, he's a legit good artist. But me, even the current artists I listen to, it takes me a minute to get into their new music. So yeah, see, people are saying he's back. He's back. Ooh. Mixed feelings, I don't know. I would have to listen to it myself. But I guess I could give a little intro about myself as well. The name is Kstaks. I also go by Kstaks the P, of course. Kstaks the P. You probably know you've been on my YouTube long enough. AKA Kstaks the Money. AKA you know the rest. And generally it's gonna be just me on the show. You might see special guests, the fake Kstaks. I'll get into that later on. I don't know if I'll get into that later on today, whenever I get into that, but I just don't like to really talk about that guy. He's kind of weird. But we'll just continue on. But me personally, you feel me? 20 years old, you know. I don't know. I don't want to get too much information because, like I said, if I become famous, I don't want you guys to come back to this and be like, oh, you said all this and this and that. Nah, man. You guys don't have to really learn about me. You have to really watch and really get to know the boy. Get to know the player. You're going to become a player if you're not a player. You're going to do player things in the player chat. You're going to talk about player things in the player way. You know? It's going to be awkward sometimes. Some of the stuff I'm going to talk about isn't going to be, you know, the most popular thing to talk about. But I feel like that's the best thing to talk about. You know? It's like when you do things that aren't traditional, aren't what everybody else does. That's what, you know. But I feel like, yeah, you know, everybody wants to do stuff like that. Everybody wants to stand out. But I feel like those people that just naturally stand out, born leaders, born people that just do their own thing on their own without needing to be told to, you know, autonomous. That's the player mentality. That's AKA the mama mentality. First peace, Kobe, man. You know, I was just thinking. That work, man. I was just like, man, people really pass away, bro. I was listening to Nipsey Hussle, and I was just like, dang, that's crazy. You know, cause I don't know. It's just like music really like allows someone to live forever. And I really, man. Speaking of someone that passed away, man, I miss Pop Smoke, man. I really was like paying attention to him as he was like progressing, you know. I also make music. I can tell you guys that because I'll probably be dropping my music in videos here and there. You know, I make music. You know, that's AKA the Kstaks. You guys probably like, is his name Kstaks? That's yes. My name is Kstaks the P. First name Kstaks, middle name D-A, last name P. Blue box, white P. Don't mistake it, please. I do it, okay? We get it, we got it, let's move on. Okay? You know? Because I'm an artist myself, and that's where, yes, exactly. I mentioned I'm an artist, because I had to just literally retrace the steps, because I almost forgot. But yeah, I'm an artist myself, I make rap music, you know? I think I'm pretty good, you know? I know I'm good, I'm not gonna cap. I know I'm good, it's not really an issue. And I'm pretty fly too, you know. I'm an influencer that doesn't need to influence. An error. Life. Oh, I hope my behind wasn't showing, because that would be embarrassing. Yeah. I feel like life purposely likes to get in entanglements. Yeah, I said it. Let me sit back down before I continue my conversation. Naruto, straight from Japan, limited edition. Mint condition, out the box. I know, I'm sorry. But as I was saying, you know, being an artist, I was looking up to him coming up. I was like, okay, you know, he's young. I didn't realize he was 19, right? He was 19 as he was doing it, but then he turned 20, right? As he blew it up, to my knowledge. So I was just like, wow. You know, it's just like, you know, like he was doing this thing, you feel me? So I was like, hey, I'm trying to make my music need pop too, you feel me? So I'm like having like that time trying to have the same mentality basically. You know? I don't know. I just be feeling like nowadays with music, you just gotta have the right plug in, you feel me? You can be good, but if you not really known like that, you really not gonna do nothing with the music. So I'm just like, I feel like when it's my time, I'ma just know, you feel me? Cause like I said, I'm a player, you feel me? I've unlocked the mental capability of like, you know, I guess you could say good intuition and good like foreseeing abilities of seeing like, okay, if I do something in a certain way, these are the possibilities, these are the chances, these are the like, okay, if I do this one way, I have 3 doors. One door, okay, let's say, so yeah, so say as pursuing music, you feel me? You have, you know, results that can happen. You could be the artist that's like, okay, I'm straight music, focus on music, I'm not doing anything else. Everything I do is like listening to music. Or you could be the guy that's like, well, I got a life to live, I got bills to pay, etc. You know, not saying that person is liking the drive to make the music, but they're just like, I'd rather focus on more, you know, of my life type stuff. So those like I said, you have the intuition of seeing stuff like that, you know. And when you see stuff like that, and then you realize the current climate of the world, that's what really be like making it be like, okay, well, I'd rather take the smart route, the logical, you know, rather make sure, like my pops be telling me, you feel me? Make sure I have a good plan A, but I always have a good plan B too, you feel me? Like, make sure there's always good foundation, you know, basically, at the end of the day, you know? So yeah, because you become a player, you have that the capability of seeing that, you be able to react to certain things right away. When you get in a situation, if you already experienced it one time, just like J. Cole said, you can't get fooled again. Not J. Cole, but George Bush said in the song, J. Cole song, you get it. I don't need to explain it. If you know, type thing. You feel me? Shout out King Push. You feel me? You know? I know that was Rick Ross, but the last song I remember hearing from Mr. T had Rick Ross on it. So, you feel me? Like he said, I'm not even gonna spit the verse because I might get copyrighted, but you get the idea. But yeah, because you have that, once you get in a situation, you do it one time, you can't let it get you again. You feel me? Like, I've been like, when I got my first job, I worked at Piece of Rev. Man, rest in peace to that store. Coronavirus hit, we had to close down. It's cool, you feel me? Moved on to better things, you feel me? But when that place closed down, I had to apply to another job. I worked at man. I don't want to put them out there because I'm not trying to like diss them necessarily, but I worked at another fast food restaurant and it was a lot more fast paced. I worked in the kitchen because I thought that my last job experience, because I worked there, I was a manager. I got like experience across the whole board. I did like the front of house, which is the assembly line of making the pizzas, putting all the pieces together, putting them in the oven, cooking them for a certain amount of time and serving to the customers. And I did the back of house, which was prepping, making dough, doing cheese, etc. You feel me? The basics, you know. But at the pizza place, I don't know. I guess I could handle it. It was slow enough that I could handle it, because when I got to the second job, man, I was in that kitchen. I was tired, boy. I was in that thing. I was in the fire, sweating. I said, "This is really cooking." Man, and they were winning it in like under 3 minutes, man. 3 minutes, bro. I'm like, take it easy, my guy. Take it easy. You know? I'm sorry. You know? But yeah, man, I was sweating. And I just like, with the coworkers that I had, I seen like what I seen in my old job, pizza rep. I seen what I seen in my old coworkers there, and the new coworkers that I dealt with. And I already like, not to say that they had bad habits or just their habits or anything like that, but I knew how they were. So when I got to this new job and I seen, okay, this person reminds me of this person reminds me of this person, and whenever someone would do this to that person, they'll react a certain way. So I'm already knowing that. So I would already like be able to assess the situation and how this person react to my behavior or how I do. So I was already moving smart in the job. I wasn't like getting in trouble or nothing. I was staying out the way, minding my business, doing what I needed to do. It was just, I don't know. I just felt like I didn't need to be making no food no more. Like after the first food place, I was like, yeah, fast food maybe it just isn't it for me. You know, like I could do something much more. I don't know, less body strenuous. You feel me? Not saying that now I'm doing anything less, physical, but it's much better than what I had before. You feel me? So, yeah. So like I said, with that like player mentality, you're able to use past experiences with new situations. It kind of reminds me of the movie that I recently seen, Tenet. You feel me? Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing movie reviews. Player chat, we're chatting about everything. I don't know how long these videos is gonna be. It honestly depends on how much I feel like talking. You feel me? Let me lower this real quick because I have a little FX thing. Yeah, I got the FX. You feel me? So as I learn which effects I want to use mainly, I'll probably just most likely just gotta like type it in and I'll probably get it quick.
Ding, 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 motherfucker!
That's not what I thought I was gonna do. But with that knowledge now, I know to never use that button again. But yeah, there's gonna be also new reviews. Shout out to my boy Chris Got It on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram. Also follow me on Instagram, but that's if you want to. You don't have to. I'm private. I could honestly care less. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody trying to follow me. I'm not trying to say you guys can't follow me. You feel me? Of course, I want the followers, what I said, but it's like, it's just Instagram. You feel me? But yeah, shout out to my boy. Chris Got It though. Fly drip still. You feel me? Yeah, shout out to my boy like that. You feel me? He also be doing reviews on the story. You feel me? Like he does the more detailed ones, so I want to also like emulate off him. You feel me? He's also a player. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Player chat, like I said. No matter what you're doing, and no matter where you at, there's always time for a player chat. So just because I'm right here right now at the HQ, don't mean I'm always gonna be at the HQ. The player chat might be in the whip. The player chat might be in the, but you're never gonna ever stop it. You feel me? So yeah, shout out to him because he be doing like I said, detail review. So yes, Tenet, and then man, I got my computer. I'm about to explain it. It's come on, man. Y'all finna. Who's gonna tell me? So we're gonna explain it, and then I'm gonna give my review and how I enjoyed it. You feel me? So, the synopsis is basically armed with only one word, Tenet, and fighting for survival in an entire world. A protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time. So when me and my girlfriend went to go watch it, first off, theaters are open and it was very nice to be back in the theaters. I know, coronavirus, I need to stay in the hospital, bro. We get a quarantine for a minute. We need to have some type of progress because I'm seeing pictures and videos of people that's outside. That's what a topic for another time. You feel me? It was good time, good movie. Overall, after I watched the like theory, I'm not gonna lie, I've watched the explained video. I give it like a 7.5 out of 10. I explain my 7.5 is, for one, action scenes, fighting scenes, the overall feel of the movie was pretty nice. Not even pretty nice. It was really good. You feel me? But I'm not trying to like, oh, exaggerate. Say, oh, it was really nice, really nice. It's like no, it was pretty good animation. I don't want to say animation as in like cartoon, but like the way the movements were, it was really nice. You know, the sound effects were really good. You feel me? Like I really felt like I feel like I was there. You know, but it's just like it was so much action to where like you focus on the fact that they're fighting. That when they weren't fighting, you're kind of like, okay, why were you guys fighting in the first place? Because now you guys are talking about something, but I don't know. You guys just like they run in busting in the first scene, like they're in a whip. You feel me? In the back of the freight police cruiser, and they're looking at the what they I guess set an alarm or something. I don't know something. I forget. But let me not say I don't know, but I don't remember the exacts. But I know something triggers, and they're waiting in the car. When the police pull up, they attach whatever badge the police officers had attached went inside. It was a music hall, which was weird because yeah, some people were trying to hijack the music hall for some reason. There were some people trying to hijack the music hall. They bounced on them. They shot the freaking conductor. How do you shoot the conductor? Why you shoot the hostage? If you ever like, that's rule number one. If you ever want to get away with a robbery, you don't shoot a hostage. You barely even want to have hostages. To be honest, like as much as you guys think, oh, you want to have hostages, give yourself some leeway. Nah, man. You have a hostage. They want to kill you because you obviously like, oh, you showing these officers that hey, okay, you want to put a civilian on the line. You got nothing to lose, sir. As soon as you come out, we busting. I got snipers on the roof. We busting. You come out with the hostage. Oh man, come on, man. You better not be like it. That's not like you better be ready because the police are not. That's not like unless you come out unless you're white. You feel me? You might come out with your hands up and it might be like okay, we'll take him in, we'll talk to him, you know. But generally they busting at you. You feel me? So they shoot at the conductor, whatever, not whatever, but they shoot at the conductor, and then they're trying to take over. Everybody, I guess they're trying to rob him. It doesn't really look like it's a robbery because it doesn't. It's not too much of like, oh, empty your bag, empty your bag. It's a big ass theater, and there's like 5 dudes, I think, one on stage and like 4 in each row. Like I said, I could be wrong. You feel me? But generally, I know what I'm talking about. You know. You know. Yeah. So they all tripping on him or whatever. So the niggas in the whip. So you feel me? Off that, you thinking, okay, this is obviously the bad guys. The nigga that plays Tenet, let me not, because I don't want to, of course, say the wrong thing. Because he's protagonist, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, he don't really even get a, like, he gets a name. I'm sure he has a name in the movie, right? Okay, so this is a more deeper synopsis so that I could like go off of like I guess in a Twilight World international espionage, an unnamed CIA operative, so he doesn't have a name. He's known as the protagonist. Is recruited by a mysterious organization called the Tenant to participate in a global assignment that unfolds beyond real time. The mission: prevent Andrei Sator, a renegade Russian oligarch with precognition abilities. I don't know why I can't read right now. I apologize for that. Abilities from starting World War III. The protagonist will soon master the art of time inversion as a way of countering the threat that is to come. Okay. So yeah, like I said. So he doesn't have a name. So the protagonist and other dudes is in the whip. They all wait. Once the niggas inside go off, that's something that like when they do that, I'm thinking, okay, they must obviously be with these guys now because when the police pull up, they just try to blend in. So when they blend in, they of course they get in with the police. You know, so many police officers. This is a serious situation. This is like I said, there's a whole bunch of hostages. We got to get in there. We got to control the situation quick. If the government, if the news get a hold of this, that we let people die at the theater, this many people. You see what happened, man? That's what I'm saying. Like, God forbid, man. people need to stop shooting places up. That's not good, man. It's not good at all. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be nice to people, bro. You gotta check on your peoples, bro. Make sure everybody's good. If you see someone post something, don't take it as a joke. Take that. That's what I be saying. Like, I feel like you can't post that stuff because you're like, once you're a celeb, like to not to really like divert from what I'm talking about. You know, I'll just save that thought for later. Let's write that down so we don't forget it. Actually. So Tenet, yes, Tenet was the protagonist and his crew. They're on the side. He goes to see like what seems to be like a warlord or something like that. He's in his room. They come inside. He busts at his soldier or his I guess worker or bodyguard or whatever. He's not dressed like a bodyguard, but he's strapped. You feel me? So when they came in, they busted at him. You feel me? And he's like, oh, they say a code. They say like a word. It's like, oh, something. I don't like I said, I don't remember the details. I wasn't like I said, I wasn't paying attention to stuff like that. I just, whoa, this shit popping off from the jump. I'm just like, okay. You feel me? Trying to think like, okay, are these important people? If I show some memorized faces, then like, you know, I'm trying to just get a feel of it. Cause that's how I want to watch movies. I like to take everything into deep. That's how I am with life. I just, no homo. I'm deep on everything. But yeah. So then he says or whatever, like, you know, let me say like the voice recognition code that like the password they know between each other. Like, oh, when I start the password, if you finish it, I know you're part of the crew. But if you don't finish it, then I guess you know you can't get the secret, or you gotta go. So the guy recites the code back properly. So he's like, okay, for sure. Then they tell him So then tell him, I don't remember what he tells him. My fault. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm giving y'all the player review, the player explanation of the movie. So then he gets down, and then they start like, you know, going into like the field. They go and try to help people, but the police officers put gas into the theater, so everybody's already knocked out. But the people that was doing the heist, they knew for some reason not knew for some reason. I guess they know that the police officers' tactic is to put gas and make everybody sleep, so they can just go in and just take everybody out. So they already had masks, and it was already ready on some GTA stuff. You feel me? So one of their workers fell like a dummy. Like he didn't speak and they didn't put his mask on the time. So one of their peoples fell, but the other four they put their mask on or whatever. So then once they put their mask on, they waiting for the police to come in, and then when the police come in, it's like an all-out shootout. It's like they busting at each other, the police busting back. You feel me? And I guess I don't know. The niggas that was trying to do this heist was just good at shooting, because when I think about it, I thought it was a lot more officers, but the way they was fighting, like the way the protagonist, because he got shot at, but the way he got, like, I feel like with the amount of officers, it should have already been took these niggas out. You know, I think about it. You know, so yeah, so he gets almost shot at, and then this guy that's in a mask but has a red ribbon on his backpack saves him and shoots the guy that was about to shoot him. So then he's like, they zoom in on that part, so obviously remember that. You feel me? For later on in the movie. Then after he goes outside, and then I don't know, somehow he gets caught, cause I'm like, okay, he got caught, but after he gets tortured or whatever, but it's like he got caught by police officers. So I don't know. Might be missing a scene or two that like explain, okay, how it got to him being tortured, because I guess they found out he was an Asian or whatever. So the protagonist is like in a situation where like, okay, he's sitting down in the chair. He's obviously been, the guy just took out his tooth. They're at a train station, not a train intersection, so nobody can hear whatever they're doing. So it's just then it's three of them, and I think it's two enemies, and then the protagonist and one of his old co-workers, but the co-worker passed away because like he couldn't handle the torture. He died. But the protagonist, he's like, you know, he's going through it. He's taking it. So the guy has a timer. He's like, oh, okay, you've been doing a good thing, and then you've been doing a good job. You feel me? But wait. The enemy starts the timer again. So he's like, oh wait, you actually haven't been doing it that long, basically. So he's like Like, bruh, I don't think I could take him. You feel me? Probably in his head, like, I don't think I could take another tooth being pulled. You feel me? So, whenever I guess they're in a situation like that, they're like, you ride or die, bro. You either tell, you feel me, and die, or you go out like a champ and just kill yourself and don't tell nothing. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. Like that's the options that the government officials are probably telling them. Like, okay, like once you're part of this organization, you can't tell nobody no information. It's secret. Like you take this to the grave type stuff. You know, like on some like Shinobi Abu Black Ops. You know, like what we do here is what we do here. Nobody needs to know nothing. We work in the shadows type stuff. So either they have like like we're gonna kill. They have tactics to handle that. So he was gonna use the pill and like kill himself, but the guy was like, "Fuck that! You thought you was gonna kill yourself? Look at this guy." But I guess his teammate or whatever somehow had it in his hand, and he peeped it, and he's like, "Ugh!" And he jumps down and eats it, and then what we think dies. So then he wakes back up inside of a hospital bed. Teeth is restored. His body is healed. They fixed him up. And he's like, what the heck? Like, I thought I died. I thought I just killed myself. And the guy is like, this guy in the suit is like, I don't know. Maybe just because they didn't talk to him. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if the guy talked to him in the hospital as well. But I know someone talked to him in the hospital. And he was just explaining like, oh yeah, we healed you, bro. You straight. You got your teeth replaced. Cause he's like, but you got still my teeth. He's like, wow, like you guys just like healed me. You guys, it's basically been like what I took from that situation is like, oh, because after like he goes to talk to someone on a boat, and then he's like, oh, this one word you need, tenant, is gonna help you, get into a lot of places, and it's gonna, you feel me, mess you up in a lot of places. Be careful where you use it, basically. So then he was like, you part of an elite squad because you decided to like kill yourself rather than give up the information. And it's like that's what that I feel like the whole situation was probably just really just a test, just to see like not even just a test, but it was just like what he needed to go through. Okay, let me not say that, because obviously part of it was a test, but because with the later information that comes with the movie, we learn like I don't want to say too much yet, but yeah. So part of that, of course, was a test. So they tested him. They put him to the test. Like, oh, is you really going you ride or die, bro, or you going to snitch? So he ride or die. So now he's like, okay, now he's basically dead. He's under undercover. You feel me? So then he's doing this mission. Basically, you feel me? He does his thing. I give it a 7.5. You feel me? Pretty good movie. I really enjoyed it. But like I said, it was a good amount of action. But the action was so good that you're just like, what happened again in the story? Like when they start talking about what happened, you're just like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. I kind of see what's going on, because at the end, you feel me, like you realize, okay, just like the name, it all just comes in one piece. It comes back to the start. Like wherever it ends, it doesn't matter. Like if you watch the movie backwards, if you watch the movie forward, because the movie is happening forward, but it's also happening backwards at the same time. Like there's two different teams of people working. That's why if I get into it, it's gonna be really confusing. But generally, it's just like the title Tenet. No matter which way you read it, it's like I forgot that there's a specific word for that, but it's one of those words where it's like if you look at it forward or you look at it backwards, it's the same thing. Just like the movie. You watch the movie, like as you see it's going forward. You feel me? It's the same thing as when it comes backwards, because it all reaches one peak. But you learn that deeper in the movie that like, oh, this isn't like the only reality. Like this could like if you go back again and even go back more in the past, you can even change even more in the future. Like all this stuff could just be like, it can never happen if you go even more back in the past and do some more tweaks. Because they did a lot of like time jumps that it's like, okay, I guess that's possible. You feel me? Like we heard these guys say, we heard Back to the Future. You're not supposed to mess up. You're not supposed to do nothing at a time. Because exactly like he does that. Like they tell him, oh, don't go meet yourself back in time. But when he goes back in time, he has a whole fight with himself. You feel me? And it's like that's why we realize later in the movie. That's why I'm sorry, that spoiler alert. You feel me? My bad, y'all. Don't be upset at me. But yeah, you feel me? He meets himself. Exactly. He breaks. He does stuff he shouldn't be doing. That's why it's like, logically that movie is like, it bends some rules, but like I said, it's a pretty good movie, so 7.5. You know, but I think I'll wrap it up with the celebrity thing that I was saying earlier, because like I said, like to pass it back to like, people you watch on suicide, it's like, you take that seriously. I feel like with celebrity, they be in their feelings sometimes, But you're a celebrity, bro. You in your feelings. All you need to do is probably like spend some money, go have a good time. You can easily cheer up. Not to say celebrities don't go through stuff, but I'm like, if you're not really going through stuff, you just like I said, just in your feelings. As a celebrity, we posting all your inner feelings. People want like take it seriously, take it for real, and then you just don't move on past it. But like as a regular person, people not gonna take you for real. You posting this stuff and you not in your feelings. You really posting stuff that's depressed. You really posting stuff that you really hurt about. People not gonna take it for real. So that's why like, don't be afraid to take people that you see, people you follow, like people that you don't really even really talk to like that. If you see them posting stuff like, oh, I'm tired of living, I'm tired of being here, like tap them with them, be like, are you good? You feel me? Like at least try to show some of this shit and show, because one, hey, you good could stop someone from doing something they don't need to be doing. I don't know. That's just my piece, but like I said, it don't matter what you're doing, it don't matter where you at. There's always time for a player chat. It's been your boy Kstaks, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.